What's going on, everybody? It's Richard Koberger, the Blue Collar Nerd, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you an overview of all of the highlights from the Roadmap webinar. This webinar just happened here on November 11th, and it was a Roadmap webinar, so it went over things that are coming down the pipeline for ServiceTitan. Now, just to be clear, this is a highlights and overview video, so I'm not going to be going over every little nitty-gritty detail. If you want all of the juicy details, I'm going to put a link to the recording of the actual webinar in the description down below. I also just want to make clear that this webinar was not meant to be all-encompassing, so it's not like every single thing that's coming soon was shown in this webinar. So if you didn't see your thing, that thing that you've been crossing your fingers for, don't worry, that doesn't mean it's not coming. But man, did we get some cool stuff shown. So first of all, we have the new web scheduler. So this is a new web booking widget redesigned from the ground up that you put on your website for customers to book jobs with you online. This new web scheduler will be able to show customers your live availability for the actual job type that they're trying to book. And that works with adjustable capacity planning or business hours, depending on how you're set up. You're able to choose which job types and business units are and aren't allowed to be booked through the web scheduler. So you can allow everything, or you can pick and choose. And you can even exclude certain zones. So if somebody outside of your service area tries to book, they won't be able to. You're also able to customize the colors on the widget itself, which is a nice touch. You can match it to your branding. You're also able to set up multiple web scheduling widgets. So if you're in a situation where maybe you have multiple websites, or maybe you want to have one widget on one area of your website that's for certain business units, maybe this is the plumbing widget over here on this page, but then on a separate area of your website, you want to have the HVAC booking widget, you can have them totally separate. And here's a quick peek at what the homeowner experience looks like. So first they're going to select a service. This is a high level service of what kind of help they're needing. Is it HVAC, electrical, plumbing, whatever it is. After that, they fill out this short form with some basic information. And then on the next page, they give more details on the exact issue that they're having. So first they can choose, is this for service, maintenance, install, whatever it is. This is mapping back to your business units. Then they choose the issue type, and this is mapping back to your job types. Then they get a text box where they can type their own issue description, and they're also even able to attach pictures and videos. Then after that, on the next page, they are presented with the availability. And again, that is your true live availability for the exact type of job that they are looking to have done. Finally, they get this confirmation page. They're able to choose whether they want all of their booking information sent to them via SMS or email, or they can uncheck this box to opt out of communications. That new web scheduler is currently in closed beta and is expected to be available to everybody in Q1 of 2022. So that is the new job booking widget. Now, in addition to that, we also got a new chat to text widget. This is another widget that you can put on your website that allows customers to initiate a chat conversation with you or your team. So the way this one works is the customer fills in their name, their phone number, and an initial message. And then that initial message goes to the chat section in the office side of ServiceTitan where all your other customer chats go. And then when your team replies, that reply will go to whatever mobile phone number that the customer entered in with their initial message. So essentially, this widget allows your customers to initiate a text conversation from your website. The chat widget is also in closed beta right now and is expected to be available to everybody in Q1 of 2022. And while we're talking about chats and texting, another announcement was that technicians will now be able to text directly with customers through ServiceTitan should you choose to allow it. And that's been requested ever since the main chat feature came out. So now homeowners will be able to communicate directly with their technician without having to have the office relay messages back and forth. Definitely a huge request filled there. We also saw Smart Dispatch. This is a feature that ServiceTitan has had in development over a number of years. It's in closed beta, so some companies are already using it. But basically, this uses machine learning to analyze predicted job values and historical technician performance on a particular job type, and distance and routing, and technician skills, and a whole lot of other things to determine the absolute best technician for a job and the absolute best time to send them. And then it does it automatically. And this feature is pretty flexible. You can really mold it to make it do exactly what you want. So if you want to tell it a particular time that a job needs to go, your customers are used to having a particular time and you want to keep it, that's fine, it can do that. You're also really able to dial in which factors you want it to weight more versus less. Maybe your mentality is really focused on like right tech, right job. And so you want it to weight routing and how far away the tech is less than like who's the best tech for that job, who gets the highest ticket, who performs best for that particular job. Or maybe you're more volume-based and you want it to more weight things like routing and who's closest. Or more likely, you're somewhere in the middle and you're able to dial that in just how you like. Again, Smart Dispatch is currently in closed beta and it should be fully out sometime next year. But hey, if you don't feel like you're ready for that just yet and you don't want ServiceTitan booking all your calls automatically, there's something else for you. And that is Schedule Assistant. So with Schedule Assistant, a human dispatcher is still the one assigning a job, but they're given smart recommendations based on some of those factors that we talked about before. So you can give it a date range. The customer said that they were looking for something this week, so you just put in this week or whatever. You can give it a time range as well. Maybe the customer said they wanted something in the afternoon. And then you've got these toggle switches, which typically you would keep on that say, hey, just show me technicians with the proper skills, who have availability and who work in this zone. Then it's going to analyze all of the qualified technicians' schedules and routes and show you the time slot that would be most efficient, as well as all of the runner-up available time slots and just exactly how much less efficient they are. Very, very handy. Schedule Assistant is currently in open beta and should be generally available in Q1 of 2022. All right, next with the price book, we saw dynamic pricing. So dynamic pricing allows your prices in your price book to automatically update themselves based on certain rules that you set up. So maybe you change the billable hours on a task and that needs to impact the price. It's automatic, baby. Maybe your material costs went up on something and that needs to impact the price. It's automatic. Maybe you have a particular surcharge that you apply to after hours jobs. Automatic. You can even automate if you want to charge differently for like the first billable hour versus the billable hours after that. I mean, this is really powerful. I'm tempted to go into a whole spiel about it, but this is an overview video. We've got to move on. But the gist of it is, it's all automatic, babe. Dynamic pricing will be in open beta in Q1 of 2022 and generally available in Q2 of 2022. On the same theme, they also showed off the ability to auto-accept or dismiss updates from suppliers through Pricebook Connect. That should be available in Q1 of 2022. All right, we also saw automatic recurring service reminders via SMS. So when a customer has some sort of recurring service coming due, let's say a maintenance, they can just be automatically notified via a text message that they need to get that scheduled. We also saw P2P or procure to pay. Now, this is not the first time we've heard about this. We also heard about it during the virtual Pantheon, but this is really cool. These are vendor integrations that connect your supply house to ServiceTitan. That means you can pull materials from your supply house's catalog into your price book, and you can keep all of the part numbers and part prices in sync without having to manually update them. And that's your pricing, like your specific pricing. So if you have some sort of negotiated pricing with your vendor, that's fine. Those are the prices that you're actually going to see and are actually going to get pulled into your price book, which is a huge deal because not having to update your material prices combined with the dynamic pricing that we talked about earlier pretty much makes your price book entirely automated. And of course, it ties in on the purchasing side, so you're able to easily create purchase orders, send those purchase orders, receive, reconcile, and even pay your vendors through ServiceTitan. Hence the name Procure to Pay. It streamlines the entire process from the procurement of the items to the payment. And something else I forgot to mention, P2P allows you to see your vendor's live inventory, so you know ahead of time when you're placing a purchase order whether something is or is not in stock. So currently the vendors that are integrated in Procure to Pay are Ari Michael, Gensco, Plum Master, and Hajoka Moore Supply in some Texas locations, including Dallas, Mesquite, and Austin. Ari Michael will be generally available in early 2022, with the others I just listed following shortly after. An integration with Johnstone Supply is also currently in development. And if there's another supplier that you would like to see integrated that you didn't just hear the name of, make sure you let your rep from that vendor know that this is something that you would like to see happen. All right, we also heard about Fleet Pro. So Fleet Pro is a fleet management system integrated within ServiceTitan. This would tie in with hardware that goes in the vans, GPSs and/or cameras, and this will give you accurate van tracking information. It'll track vehicle maintenance, let you know when a tech needs to get their oil changed and things like that. Track and alert you for unsafe driving incidents like hard braking, hard accelerating, things like that. You can set up alerts for things like idle time. If somebody's left their van idling for too long, you can set up an alert. Basically a centralized place within ServiceTitan to track and manage your fleet. All right, next we saw...
Could it be? Is this the day that the prophecy foretold? I admit, my faith was beginning to waver. It's even more beautiful than I imagined. The option to automatically send invoices upon job completion. I'm at a loss for words. I don't think there are words. I've lost track of time. How long has it been? Minutes? Hours? I'm sorry, my sweet, I have to break away. I have to finish the video.
I'm sorry, I blanked out there for a minute. Next, we saw the Office app. Office app is, again, a very long requested feature. This is a mobile app where you can see your key performance indicators, your dashboard metrics, technician scorecards, everything like that. You can also search and view customers and their locations. And this part isn't done yet. This app is still in closed beta, but at some point you will be able to book calls from this mobile app as well. Anyways, that's all I got for today. I hope you are excited for what's to come. I know I am. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're most excited for. Be sure to hit like if you liked the video and found it valuable. Be sure to subscribe to ServiceTitan's YouTube channel if you've not done that already. Hit that bell icon so that YouTube notifies you anytime we upload a new video. Appreciate it. Peace.